Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be looking at some of the most dangerous birds found around the world. You know birds are descendants of dinosaurs, right? But which ones inherited that killer instinct?
Yeah, that's a great question. We often think of birds as these delicate creatures just singing sweet melodies, but some of them can be pretty dangerous.
Holy, where do we even begin?
Well, let's start with the cassowary. These guys are found in the rainforests of New Guinea, and they are not to be messed with.
Oh yeah, I've heard stories about them. They're like the kickboxing champions of the bird world.
Absolutely. They have these incredibly powerful legs and dagger-like claws on their inner toes. These claws can be up to 5 inches long.
5 inches.
Yeah, it's longer than my thumb,
Wow.
and they know how to use them.
So they mainly use those legs for defense,
Yeah.
like when protecting their territory or their young.
Exactly. They're incredibly territorial, and if they feel threatened, they won't hesitate to charge, jump, and strike with those deadly claws.
Yikes, I'm starting to get the picture.
There's even been a documented human fatality in the wild.
Really?
Yeah.
That's scary.
So yeah, you definitely want to admire these birds from a distance.
Okay, noted. So cassowaries sound pretty terrifying, but what about ostriches and emus? They might not have those dagger-like claws, but I wouldn't want to get kicked by one.
Right. You're absolutely right. While their primary defense is speed, ostriches can reach an incredible 43 miles per hour,
Wow, that's fast.
and emus can run about 30 miles per hour.
Still pretty fast.
Yeah, so they can definitely outrun most predators, but if they're cornered, they can deliver a fatal kick.
Those legs are no joke.
Yeah.
It's amazing how they've adapted to use their speed and strength for survival. Speaking of survival, did you hear about that time Johnny Cash survived an ostrich attack?
Oh, yeah. That was a crazy story.
It really goes to show that even creatures that we think we understand can be unpredictable and dangerous.
Exactly.
So we've talked about some land-dwelling birds with powerful legs and sharp claws. But what about the ones that rule the skies? The birds of prey with their sharp talons and beaks.
Oh, yeah. Birds of prey are fascinating. Take the harpy eagle, for instance. It's found in the rainforests of Central and South America, and it's a true apex predator.
They're massive, right? I've seen pictures, and those talons look like they could crush a watermelon.
You're not exaggerating. Their talons can measure up to 5 inches long and have a grip strength powerful enough to crush bones. They use those talons to snatch monkeys, sloths, and even other birds right out of the canopy.
Wow, that's incredible. And what about the crowned eagle? It's smaller than the harpy eagle, but I've heard it's just as fierce.
The crowned eagle is known as the leopard of the skies for a reason. They hunt in dense forests, targeting monkeys and small antelope, and their talons are incredibly sharp and powerful. They've even been known to attack prey larger than themselves.
So they're not afraid of a challenge.
Nope, not at all.
It really makes you think twice about walking through a forest.
Yeah.
But not all dangerous birds of prey are these massive, imposing creatures. We've got the lammergeier, the red-tailed hawk, and even the great horned owl, which are all quite a bit smaller.
You're right, size isn't always the deciding factor when it comes to danger. The lammergeier, for example, has a unique hunting technique that involves dropping bones from great heights onto rocks to break them open and get to the marrow.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
It's a fascinating adaptation, but you definitely wouldn't want to be standing in the wrong place when those bones come crashing down.
That's for sure. And what about the red-tailed hawk? I feel like I see them all the time perched on telephone poles or soaring overhead. They're so common it's easy to forget they can be dangerous too.
Don't let their commonality fool you. Red-tailed hawks are surprisingly aggressive, especially when defending their nests or their young.
Makes sense, they gotta protect their family.
Exactly. And their sharp talons and beaks are more than capable of inflicting serious injury.
So it's best to admire them from afar.
Yeah, I would say so.
And then there's the great horned owl, the tiger of the skies. They're nocturnal hunters, which already makes them a bit spooky. But their silent flight and powerful talons add to their fear factor.
Oh yeah, the great horned owl is a formidable predator. And they have a reputation for being particularly aggressive when protecting their nests.
I can imagine.
Their talons are strong enough to crush the skulls of their prey, which includes rabbit, squirrels, and even other birds.
So from powerful legs and dagger-like claws to bone-crushing talons and sharp beaks, we've seen a variety of natural weaponry in these dangerous birds. But it's not just about their physical adaptations, right? Their behavior also plays a huge role in their danger level.
Absolutely. The way they defend their territory and their young can be just as intimidating as their physical weapons. For example, during breeding season, Australian magpies become incredibly aggressive, swooping down on anyone who enters their territory.
I've seen videos of those magpie attacks. People wear helmets with spikes on them just to deter them. It's crazy.
Yeah, it can get pretty intense. They've been known to chase cyclists, joggers, and even pedestrians, and their attacks can be quite vicious.
I bet.
There have been cases of people being seriously injured, even hospitalized from magpie attacks.
Wow, I had no idea. And it's not just magpies. Even birds we think of as graceful and elegant, like mute swans, can be surprisingly aggressive, especially when they have young.
Oh, yeah. Mute swans are fiercely protective of their nests and their cygnets. They'll hiss, flap their wings, and even bite to defend them.
They sound kind of scary.
And because they're so large and powerful, those attacks can be quite intimidating and even dangerous.
I could see that.
There was even a tragic case of a man who drowned after being attacked by swans while kayaking.
Oh, wow. That's a sobering reminder that we need to respect the boundaries of all wild animals, no matter how harmless they might seem.
Exactly. And it brings us to another bird known for its aggression, though perhaps not as dangerous as a cassowary or a crowned eagle, the European herring gull.
Ah, yes, the herring gull, the scourge of seaside towns.
Haha, pretty much.
I've seen them swoop down and steal food right out of people's hands.
Oh, yeah. They've become increasingly bold in recent years, especially in urban areas where food is readily available.
I guess they've learned to adapt.
They're not afraid to snatch a sandwich or a bag of chips right out of your hand, and their sharp beaks can cause some nasty cuts.
I bet it's not fun getting bitten by one of those.
Not at all. And it's not just about stealing food. Herring gulls can also be aggressive towards each other, fighting over scraps and territory.
Makes sense.
And their droppings can be a health hazard, spreading diseases like E. coli.
Yuck. So it's best to admire them from a distance and avoid feeding them no matter how tempting it might be.
Definitely. We've talked about a lot of birds today, but there's one more I want to mention, the barred owl.
Okay, what about them?
It's the only owl species linked to a human fatality.
Really? A barred owl?
Yeah.
They seem pretty small compared to some of the other birds of prey we've discussed. What happened?
It's a tragic story. A woman in South Carolina was attacked by a barred owl and sadly died after falling downstairs during the incident.
Oh, wow, that's awful. Do we know why the owl attacked?
It's thought that the owl was defending its nest, and the woman may have unknowingly gotten too close. Barred owls are known to be territorial, and they've been known to swoop down on people who enter their nesting area.
So it was probably just trying to protect its home.
Yeah, most likely.
That's a chilling reminder that even seemingly harmless birds can be dangerous if we don't respect their boundaries.
Absolutely. And it brings us to a bird that's dangerous in a completely different way, the pitohui.
The pitohoot, I never heard of that one. What makes it so dangerous?
The pitohui is unique because it's the world's only poisonous bird.
Poisonous? Really?
Yeah.
Like a venomous snake?
Pretty much. Their feathers contain a toxin similar to that of poison dart frogs.
What?
Yeah, it's called batrachotoxin, and it's a neurotoxin that can cause paralysis and even death.
Wow, that's incredible. So even touching a pitohui could be dangerous. How do they even become poisonous in the first place?
It's thought that the pitohui's toxicity comes from their diet. They eat a particular type of beetle that contains batrachotoxin, and the toxin accumulates in their feathers and skin, making them poisonous to predators and even humans.
So it's a defense mechanism?
Exactly. It's a brilliant adaptation that helps them survive in a world full of predators.
Well, that's certainly a surprising twist. Who knew there were poisonous birds out there?
Nature's full of surprises, isn't it? It just goes to show that we still have so much to learn about the natural world.
Absolutely. So we've covered a lot of ground today. From giant cassowaries with dagger-like claws to powerful eagles with bone-crushing talons, and even the world's only poisonous bird, the pitohui.
It's clear that birds, despite their often beautiful appearance, can be incredibly dangerous.
And it's important to remember that these birds are simply acting on instinct. They're not out to get us. They're just trying to survive.
Exactly. It's our responsibility to understand and respect their boundaries and to appreciate them from a safe distance.
Well said. We'll be right back after a short break to dive even deeper into the fascinating world of dangerous birds. Stay tuned.